"I'll forget you in a week," she said at a family gathering, dumping me for her ex. So I ghosted her completely and upgraded my life. Now she's humiliated seeing me thrive while she's stuck in regret. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Throwaway account because some mutuals might recognize this, and I don't want the drama resurfacing. This all went down over the last couple of years, and honestly, sharing it now feels like closing a chapter. If you're here for a story of betrayal, quiet revenge through living well, and some sweet karma, buckle up. Let me start from the beginning. I'm Alex, late 20s, software engineer by trade. I met Sarah in college, graphic design major, full of energy and big dreams. We clicked instantly. She was creative, spontaneous, the kind of person who could turn a rainy day into an adventure. I was more grounded, the planner, the one who made sure bills got paid and plans had backups. It worked for us, or so I thought. Early on, things were great. We graduated, moved in together in a mid-sized city where she landed freelance gigs, and I got a solid remote job. But about 2 years in, her mom got diagnosed with cancer. It hit hard: treatments, hospital runs, emotional roller coasters. Sarah was a wreck, understandably. That's when I stepped up in ways I never imagined. I moved us into her family's house temporarily to help out. I cooked meals for everyone, drove her mom to chemo appointments, handled the household finances when her dad was too stressed to focus. My job was flexible, but I turned down a promotion that would have required relocation because Sarah begged me to stay close. "I need you here, Alex," she'd say, tears in her eyes. "You're my rock." Flashback to those nights. I'd be up late coding after a full day of errands, while Sarah sketched designs in the living room. I'd bring her coffee, rub her shoulders, listen to her vent about how overwhelming it all was. I sacrificed hobbies. Hiking trips with friends got canceled. Gym time turned into quick home workouts. But it felt right. We were a team, building toward a future. Her mom's treatments worked, thank God, and remission came after a grueling year. I thought we'd come out stronger. But cracks started showing even before that. Sarah grew distant. She'd scroll social media obsessively, liking posts from her ex, Mike, an adventurous sales guy she'd dated before me. Subtle digs crept in. Mike would have taken me on a spontaneous road trip to clear my head, not just Netflix and chill. I'd brush it off as stress from her mom's illness. "She's processing," I'd tell myself. But deep down, confusion gnawed at me. How did I miss the signs? Was I too focused on being the supporter that I ignored her pulling away? She started comparing me openly, always framing it as joking. Like, during family dinners. "Alex is so reliable, but sometimes I miss that thrill, you know?" Mike was all about surprises. Her family would laugh awkwardly, and I'd force a smile, thinking it was harmless. But it built up, this emotional erosion where I felt like a backup plan, not the main event. She'd manipulate little things too, guilting me into doing more chores because you're better at organizing, while she spent evenings texting who knows who. I poured everything into us, sacrificing my own growth, and she treated it like it was expected, not appreciated. The family gathering was supposed to be a celebration, her mom's remission party at their house, backyard barbecue with relatives, and a few friends. Balloons, laughter, toasts to new beginnings. I was excited. I'd even helped set up, grilling burgers and playing the supportive boyfriend role perfectly. But midway through, Sarah pulls me aside into the kitchen. Her eyes were cold, determined. I could hear the chatter outside, smell the smoke from the grill. That's when it hit. "Alex, we need to talk," she said, crossing her arms. Her voice was loud enough that a couple ants in the next room probably heard. I nodded, heart sinking. "What's up?" She didn't even hesitate. "This isn't working. Mike's back in my life. He reached out during Mom's thing, and we've been talking. He gets me, challenges me. You've been sweet, babysitting the family and all, but you're just safe. Boring, even. I need passion, not a safety net holding me back." I stared at her, the words landing like punches. Holding her back? After everything I'd given up? She kept going, smug smile creeping in. "Come on, Alex. During Mom's illness, you were great at the routine stuff, bills, drives, whatever. But Mike? He would have made it exciting, turned it into something memorable instead of just enduring it. I deserve better now that things are stable." I've outgrown this. Her logic twisted like a knife. Outgrown. I'd stalled my career for her family. Deserved better? As if my loyalty was a flaw. And saying it here, at a family event? Public humiliation on top of the betrayal. Family members were glancing over, whispering. Her dad looked uncomfortable, but no one intervened. You serious? I asked, keeping my voice steady. Inside, confusion raged. How could she dismiss 2 years like this? But I wouldn't beg. Dead serious. She laughed lightly, like it was no big deal. I'll forget you in a week, Alex. Mike's the real deal. He pushes me, excites me. You were a placeholder until something better came along. Placeholder. The word echoed. Her ex, Mike, the guy who dumped her before for being too clingy, now suddenly her upgrade. She'd been emotionally cheating, comparing me to him constantly, manipulating me into thinking it was just banter. And now physical too? The signs clicked, late-night texts, work, meetups that smelled like cologne. I felt the unfairness burn. After all I'd sacrificed, this? But outburst? No. Confrontation? Pointless. If that's how you feel, Sarah, then we're done, I said calmly, no emotion cracking through. I grabbed my jacket from the chair, nodded politely to her family as I walked out, awkward silences trailing me, and drove away. No slamming doors, no yelling. Just detachment. That night, back at my apartment, I packed essentials. The silence was deafening. I replayed her words, the smugness, the twisted justifications. How she'd framed my support as a burden, my stability as weakness. Confusion turned to quiet resolve. This ends now. I blocked her number, socials, everything. By morning, I was on the road to a new town a few hours away, accepting that delayed promotion. Lead developer role, better pay, fresh start. I ghosted her life completely. No goodbye note, no drama. She wanted to forget me? Fine. I'd make it easy. The first weeks were rough. I'd wake up replaying the gathering, the laughter outside while she gutted me inside. The unfairness sat heavy. I'd given up promotions, friends' trips, my own peace for her, and she repaid with betrayal. But I didn't lash out. Instead, I sat with it, let the silence teach me. Therapy helped. Unpacking how I'd ignored red flags, how her manipulations had chipped away at my self-worth. Slowly, vulnerability faded. I hit the gym hard, rediscovered hiking, built a routine that was mine. Work thrived. I led projects that got noticed. For the first time in years, I felt free. Months passed in that new town, and I threw myself into rebuilding. The promotion came with a corner office, figuratively, since it was still remote half the time, but leading a team on cutting-edge projects felt like a lifeline. I coded by day, hiked trails on weekends, the same ones Sarah had mocked as predictable outings for boring people. Turns out, scaling a mountain solo cleared my head better than any argument ever could. I joined a local gym, not for show, but for me. Pounds dropped, confidence built. Nights were rough at first, replaying her words from that kitchen. Placeholder. Safety net. The unfairness lingered like a bad taste. How I'd put my life on hold for her family, only to be discarded like yesterday's news. Confusion morphed into quiet anger. Why had I let her manipulations slide? The constant comparisons, the guilting into more sacrifices while she eyed her ex. But I didn't dwell in bitterness. Instead, I sat with it, let the silence amplify the lessons. Therapy sessions helped unpack it all, realizing I'd been emotionally abandoned long before the breakup. Vulnerability faded, clarity emerged. She taught me my worth. I told myself one evening, staring at a sunset from a peak. Time to build on that. No contact from my end. I'd ghosted completely, new number forwarded from the old one, but I ignored any pings. Social media? Locked down or deleted. Mutual friends got vague updates. I'm good. Moved for work. But word trickled in eventually, through the grapevine. About 6 months post-breakup, a former buddy messaged, "Dude, Sarah's life's imploding. Thought you should know." Turns out, Mike, the exciting ex, wasn't the upgrade she'd boasted about. He was married, for starters, something she'd conveniently ignored or not known. Their affair blew up when his wife found texts, confronting Sarah publicly at a coffee shop near her freelance spot. Screaming match, photos snapped by onlookers, the whole mess splashed on local social circles. Mike's sales job took a hit too. Company drama from his serial cheating. Turns out Sarah wasn't the only side piece, leading to a demotion and eventual quit. He ghosted her overnight, leaving her to deal with the fallout alone. Sarah's freelance gigs dried up fast. Clients in the design world are picky about reputation. Whispers of homewrecker and unprofessional killed contracts. Friends who'd laughed at her jokes about me, they distanced themselves when the truth surfaced. No one wants drama that's sticky. Her family was strained too. Her mom, grateful for my help during the illness, reportedly called her out for the betrayal, but Sarah doubled down, blaming everyone else. Isolation set in. She posted vague, pity-seeking updates online. I heard, didn't look, but likes dwindled. Financially, she unraveled. Bills piled up without my boring stability to cover them. Karma didn't strike like lightning. It eroded slowly, realistically, from her own choices. Meanwhile, I thrived quietly. Landed a side project that paid bonuses. Met a woman named Emily at a hiking group. Smart, kind, no games. We clicked naturally, no comparisons needed. Life felt earned, not endured. The attempt started around the 8-month mark. First, an unknown number. Hers. Probably a burner since I'd blocked the original. A text. Alex, it's Sarah. I miss you. Mike was a huge mistake. Can we talk? I realize now how good we had it. Sweet, nostalgic, like she'd just had a minor lapse. I stared at the screen, feeling nothing but mild annoyance. Delete. But she persisted. Another. Please, Alex. Things are rough. Remember the good times? You were always there for me. Escalated to calls, voicemails piling up. Alex, pick up. I was wrong. Mike turned out to be a liar. Life's falling apart without you. I need my rock back. Then the toxic brigade kicked in. Her sister, Lisa, called from her number. Rude, entitled tone I'd forgotten she had. Alex, this is Lisa. You're being so petty ignoring Sarah. She needs you right now. Man up and call her back. After everything she went through with Mom, you owe her that. Owe her? The hypocrisy burned, but I hung up mid-sentence, blocked. Mutual friends jumped on the bandwagon too. One texted, "Hey man, Sarah regrets it big time. Don't be a jerk, give her a chance to explain." Another, "She's crying every day. You ghosting is cruel after how supportive you were." Unpleasant guilt trips, laced with judgment, as if I'd been the villain. I ignored them all, unfriending where needed. Internal shift. Her words didn't sting anymore. They were noise, echoes of a past I'd outgrown. Desperation ramped up by the year mark. She must have pried my new address from a loose-lipped friend because she showed up at my old apartment first, learned I'd moved, then tracked the new town somehow. No direct visit yet, but emails flooded in. She found my work one online. Started apologetic. "Alex, I'm sorry for everything. The gathering was awful. I was confused, stressed. Mike manipulated me. Can we meet? I see now you were the one." But when no reply came, the tone shifted angry, revealing her true colors. "How dare you ghost me like this? You're pathetic for running away instead of fighting for us. I gave you chances during the hard times, and now you're punishing me? Hypocrite." Twisted logic again, framing her betrayal as my fault, her manipulations as chances. One voicemail raged. "You think you're better off? Fine, rot alone. But you'll regret this when I'm back on top." Her hypocrisy shone, the same smugness from the breakup, now laced with desperation. Friends and family piled on more. Her dad even texted awkwardly. "Son, Sarah's in a bad place. Talk to her." Unpleasant pressure, but I stayed silent. Peace was mine now. Why invite chaos? Fast forward to about 18 months later, a mutual friend's wedding in our old city. I debated going but decided yes. Emily encouraged it, and I wouldn't hide. The venue was a charming garden setup, string lights twinkling, laughter everywhere. I arrived with Emily on my arm, feeling composed, evolved. Spotted Sarah across the lawn, alone, disheveled compared to her usual polished self, nursing a drink. Our eyes met. She beelined over during cocktail hour, eyes pleading. "Alex, oh God, it's you," she said, voice shaky. "Please. Mike cheated on me multiple times, left me broke after the scandal. Clients ghosted, friends too. I see now, you were the one. I was confused, blinded by his excitement. Forgive me? We can start over. Hypocritical pleas, twisting her choices into confusion. Begging now, where she'd once dismissed. I kept calm, firm, no sympathy, just indifference. A light chuckle escaped, comedian style, mocking gently. Funny, Sarah. You said you'd forget me in a week. Looks like it took longer for you. Mirrored her logic. You deserved better? Well, I found it. Without the drama or comparisons. Focused on growth. I've built a life here. New job leading teams, hikes that aren't boring, and yeah, someone who values loyalty. Nodded to Emily nearby, chatting with guests. The upgrade visible, her warmth contrasting Sarah's desperation. She faltered, tears welling. But Alex, you're irrelevant now, Sarah. I said evenly. No edge, just fact. My happiness doesn't include you. Good luck figuring it out. Walked away, joining Emily as friends congratulated us on our engagement, news we'd shared quietly. Sarah stood humiliated, ignored by the crowd who'd once sided with her excuses. Power flipped. She desperate, me thriving. Karma's real, folks. I've moved on completely, thriving while she's stuck in regret. Update. Blocked her for good that night. She's a lesson, not a loss. If you're in a similar spot, remember, dignity wins. Thanks for reading. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.